Good morning and a very, very warm welcome to this beautiful, thankful Tuesday. I hope we have an amazing time learning our series. Today, something new will unfold, and I know every day is magic because you all are magical. So, welcome once and all. And of course, yesterday we had the liver detox. I'm not sure how many of us are doing it. Sally Sharona are doing it. I'm doing it. And I don't know how many people. So their body speaking to us, and it's lovely to see that we are detoxing ourselves. So more power to everyone who's in this journey of healing themselves. Welcome aboard. Without further ado, let's go for picture programming. Ma'am, let's have the music so that we can all speak up and forget being sleepy. Yes, we all are winners. Left leg in the front, right in the back, stomach bent. Yes, we all are winners in this beautiful life of ours. Satna, madam, what happened? No energy in the morning to the Peak Stage programming. All right. So people who tell me that they have problems and they can't switch on the camera, please know it's not me. Your picture will be taken and you will not be seen in cameras on mode. And then you will ask, how did you all know that we do not switch on the cameras? Because our team is taking screenshots. So when cameras aren't on, we know it. So if you go for a break also at that time, and we do thrice. So that's how we know who's doing it at what time. So please understand the science is behind every magic. All right. Ma'am, let's have the first book for the day by Luke Cortino, The Magic Weight Loss Pill by Anushka and Luke. And can I please have a reader for the morning session? Thank you, Sudha. God bless you. So today we will talk about this deadly ingredient. It's something which is used in Chinese food for sure. Even at home, people used to use before. Now also some people are using it. So whenever you go to a Chinese restaurant, please say that you don't want food with this. So they'll prepare without it. Let's go for it. Sudha, please take over.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. At this very moment, studies around obesity and weight loss are taking place in laboratories across the world. Most of these studies test the solutions on mice that are intentionally made fat by injecting them with one ingredient that is found in almost 80% of processed food around the world, monosodium glutamate or MSG. Most of us check for this in Chinese food we order, but we don't realize it is an ingredient in most of our processed food as well. In the 1960s, the phrase Chinese restaurant syndrome was coined by the New England Journal of Medicine to give a name to the symptoms many people experience within 20 minutes of eating Chinese food. People reported tingling sensations, immense hunger, brain fog, chest pain, and pressure. Later, a link was found between MSG and these intense reactions that people had. Glutamate is an amino acid. The liver can efficiently break down amino acids, but when one molecule of sodium is attached to it, it becomes very unstable, which puts a lot of oxidative stress on the liver to break it down. In most cases, your body is unable to flush this out. MSG creates neurotoxicity in the body, which causes brain cells to die. While in the bloodstream, it fires up the nervous system and tricks the brain so that you feel more hungry. That's why you may have felt hungry within 2 hours of Chinese food. This is because it has a direct impact on the pancreas, forcing it to produce more insulin. In children, MSG can cause attention disorders. If it can fire up the brain of an adult, imagine what it can do to the brain of a child. The problem of limiting MSG consumption arises because it is addictive. This is why when you open a packet of chips, it's hard to stop at one or two. Shall I carry on?
Yeah, please.
MSG wreaks havoc on your hormones and can create imbalance of the kind you have in PCOD, ovarian issues, testosterone issues, or in cases of low libido in men and women. Most packaged food and restaurants will tell you that the food contains no MSG because it is disguised as hydrolyzed vegetable protein. This because the law allows company to get away with representing certain ingredients in a different way. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein sounds healthy because it contains the word protein and vegetable. However, it's nothing but MSG. Other terms under MSG is listed are vegetable gum and yeast extract. There are over 20, 15 or 20 other names which are used to describe MSG. The only way to reduce MSG consumption is to eat less processed food and more home cooked. If you really want to eat Chinese food, choose a restaurant that offers food without Ajinomoto, which is again nothing but MS.
So long and short of it is that we are supposed to, whenever we go to Chinese restaurant, ask them initially, do they use MSG? And 90% restaurants will say they don't. I just say be assured because we have food allergy. When you say that, they'll be double, triple careful because if something happens to you, they are responsible. So please be very careful about Ajinomoto not being used. It comes as a salt if anyone's used before. It's a food enhancer. So even at home, we used to use it years ago until this fact came to be known. Second thing, I've spoken about this many, many, many times. At least 5 days a week, 6 days a week, go for organic food rather than processed food. The minute you're going for home cooked food, you're anyways eliminating the chances of MSG in your food. The chips have it, sauces have it, so many things have it. Processed food is equal to danger. So please be careful about processed food. Even tomato ketchups are made at home if somebody wants to do the effort and they're more tasty, much better, and they can be stored. We make our ketchups many time at home. So I don't know if people want to go back to organic life, think things are going to be much, much better. This world is such where everything is being sold saying organic, but many a times it's not even organic. So please really try and see your source and then go for the products because you're not, this is something that you're playing with your health in case you're not having the right things. So let's turn the book to the power of the subconscious mind. And it's a very beautiful chapter. It's also the concluding chapter for this magical book, which has lasted such a long time in our life. And let me tell you that this book is amazing. 23rd of Feb is when we began the journey, and tomorrow, 31st of March, is when we're going to end this journey. So it's really amazing. And after learning the entire laws about the power of subconscious mind, how to tackle our fears, how to go without, you know, how to go for wealth, how to see the results that we want. So many things we covered. How to see that life is for us and not against us. How do we mentally heal? So much we covered, and I think all of you can now go back and see one day every chapter and look at the summary. The summary is going to be amazing. Just go through it. Suppose if you're not able to understand some particular part of it, then you can reread the that corresponding story. This is very well planned. This book. So you have stories, you have incidences, and you have the summary. So they're pretty much in alignment. Go for it because some books don't come to you immediately. Of course, this book is very beautiful. It'll come to you immediately, mostly by large. But like mirror work needs work, magic needs work. Similarly, even this needs a little summarizing, a little thing. Now let's read about how to stay forever young in spirit, mind, and soul. That's how it is. Sudha, please read it.
Your subconscious mind never grows old. It is timeless, ageless, and endless. It is a part of the universal mind of God, which was never born, and it will never die. Fatigue or old age cannot be predicted on any spiritual quality or power. Patience, kindness, veracity, humility, goodwill, peace, harmony, and brotherly love are attributes and qualities which we never grow old. If you continue to generate these qualities here on this plane of life, you will always remain young in spirit.
Some things are evergreen, which are all of the good feeling zones. After this book is over, we will be starting our The Greatest Secret, and after Ikigai is over, we'll be starting Power. So once you read Power, you will find a lot of good feeling zone and a bad feeling zone. So every time you're in a good feeling zone, your life is only life word. You're going up, and your spirit is anyways ageless. Your spirit is it's just young. It's forever young, and your subconscious mind is storing a powerhouse of wisdom, intelligence in it. So please remember that if you are adding values of good feeling zone in your this life, your soul, your spirit is getting even more enriched and getting more younger. Though if that's just theoretically talking, the spirit is ageless. Please continue.
I remember reading an article in one of our magazines some years ago, which stated that a group of eminent medical men at the D. Kersey Clinic in Cincinnati, Ohio, reported that years alone are not responsible for bringing about degenerative disorder. These same physicians stated that it is the fear of time, not time itself, that has a harmful aging effect on our minds and bodies, and that the neurotic fear of the effects of time may well be cause of premature aging. During the many years of my public life, I have had occasion I have had occasion to study the biographies of the famous men and women who have continued their productive activities into the years well beyond the normal span of life. Some of them achieve their greatness in old age. At the same time, it has been at the same time, it has been my privilege to meet and to know countless individuals of no prominence who, in their lesser sphere, belong to those hardy mortals who have proved that old age of itself does not destroy the creative powers of the mind and body.
Firstly, always remain creative. Find something in your life every day to be creative about. Whether you're creating some art, whether you're creating a dish, whether you're creating something at home, something at factory, something at your workplace, or wherever. Remember, creation is something you were born with. Creative power is something that you were born with whole and complete, that made you whole and complete. So please don't negate creativity. When you are creative, you're always going to be aging beautifully. In fact, there will come a time when you will be standstill because you'll never age. And people will say, you look the same that you looked 10 years ago because you are happy. You're joyous and you're creating. When you're creating, you definitely feel all the good emotions. So please remember this. Let's talk about a man who had grown old in his thought life. Let's understand this story. Sudha, are you here with us?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. A few years ago, I called an old friend in London, England. He was over 80 years of age, very ill, and obviously was yielding to his advancing years. Our conversation revealed his physical weakness, his sense of frustration, and a general deterioration, almost approaching lifelessness. His cry was that he was useless and that no one wanted him. With an expression of hopelessness, he betrayed his false philosophy. We are born, grown up, become old, good for nothing, and that's the end. This mental attitude of futility and worthlessness was the chief reason for his sickness. He was looking forward only to sen- senescence and after that nothing. Indeed, he had grown old in his thought life, and his subconscious mind brought about all the evidence of his habitual thing.
So if you must have heard people saying, "Ab to kya pada hai zindagi mein, puri dekh li. We have lived the entire life. Now there's nothing left in our life to live." Such people are putting affirmations in place and saying that we are old. They will never ever have youth or vitality because they are old in their mind. And there are people like my grandparents. I always quote them. I think they're perfect examples of aging. And they always say, no, we are young enough. We are into our physiotherapy. We are into our walks. We are into our yoga. We eat very good organic food. We see very good stuff. So we are always young. Age is just a number. Now, such people don't age because their mentality is such. So remember, when you grow old, don't fall flat to sing this up to knee mein dard hoga hi because we've touched 60 or whatever. You are as old as you think you are. That's the truth. Let's understand the story about age is a dawn of wisdom. So basically, even your soul, it's so wise. Why? Because it's aged so many times, so many lives, so much it's got. And now that's why it's so wise. Similarly, with your age comes experience. With your age comes so many things that you fall back on. That's why you become more wise. Let's understand this.
Unfortunately, many people have the same attitude as this unhappy man. They are afraid of what they term old age and the end and extinction, which really means that they are afraid of life. Yet, life is endless. Age is not the flight of years, but the dawn of wisdom. Wisdom is an awareness of the tremendous spiritual powers in your subconscious mind and the knowledge of how to apply these powers to lead a full and happy life. Get it out of your head once and for all that 65, 75, or 85 years of age is synonymous with the end for you or anybody else. It can be the beginning of a glorious, fruitful, active, and most productive life pattern, better than you have ever experienced. Believe this, expect it, and your subconscious will bring it to.
So simple stuff. If you really, really, really want to age beautifully, all you have to be is open and receptive, and you have to say there's a beginning every single day. Something good is happening every single day. I've had a productive life. It's going to be leading this way. Have your enhancing beliefs in place. Once you have that, nothing will stop you. Nothing will stop your journey, and you will just keep enriching yourself again and again and again, because that's what is your belief. May I request some people who are like sitting like this to come straight? When you are on sessions like these, where you're talking a lot about the spiritual powers, please understand your seven chakras have to be in alignment. If you're standing with the back straight, just take a chair, because in sofas you tend to slouch. If you have a chair, you'll be most comfortable because you're ready for knowledge. So Shilpa, just straighten your back a bit, because if you don't have it, if you're going to laze, you'll not be able to get much of information. Thank you so much. Let's read further. Sudha, are you on mute again?
Welcome the change. Old age is not a trap. No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, is my connection bad or is your connection bad? Can everyone hear Sudha properly? No. Sudha, I think your connection is bad. Okay, let's just try one more
Can you
story.
try once again if it's happening? Otherwise,
Yeah, the voice is cracking and it's just fading and coming in and going.
oh, once. Can you hear me better now?
It's cracky.
Oh, let me just move to the normal. Let's see. Is it better now?
Yeah, sounds really good.
Okay, cool. Welcome the change. Old age is not a tragic occurrence. What we call the aging process is really change. It is to be welcomed joyfully and gladly, as each phase of human life is a step forward on the path which has no end. Man has powers which transcend his bodily powers. He has senses which transcend his five physical senses. Scientists today are finding positive, indisputable evidence that something conscious in man can leave his present body and travel thousands of miles to see, hear, touch, and speak to people, even though his physical body never leaves the couch on which it reclines. Man's life is spiritual and eternal. He need, he need never grow old for life, or God cannot grow old. The Bible says that God is life. Life is self renewing, eternal, indestructible, and is the reality of all men.
So life is fantastic, that we all know. You have to mute yourselves now. So life is brilliant. Life is creation which we create, and it renews itself. Every 11 months, we have a new body because cells are uh, getting finished and they're getting remade. They're getting born again and again. They die and they're born. So by the end of 11 months, our body is brand new. If we want, we can create new habits for us and finish off the old habits also. That's the power of our mind. And the reality is, whatever we want in life, we can achieve it only if we are happy, if we're ready, if we're welcoming with all the changes that are happening. You have to realize one thing, that our body is the most amazing gift that the universe has given us. And so God has made us in a beautiful place. If we abuse it, if we don't use it enough, how will we progress in life? So please welcome it, accept it, thank it, and keep moving on. Let's read further.
Evidence of survival. The evidence gathered by the psychical research societies, both in Great Britain and America, is overwhelming. You may go to any large metropolitan library and get the volumes on the proceedings of the Psychical Research Society based on findings of distinguished scientists on survival following so called death. You will find a startling report on scientific experiments establishing the reality of life after death in the Case for Psychic Survival by Hereward Carrington, director of the American Psychical Institute.
Please read further.
Life is. A woman asked Thomas Edison, the electrical wizard, Mr. Edison, what is electricity? He replied, Madam, electricity is use it. Electricity is a name we give an invisible power which we do not fully comprehend, but we learn all we can about the principle of electricity and its uses. We use it in countless ways. The scientist cannot see an electron with his eyes, yet he accepts it's a scientific fact because it's the only valid conclusion which coincides with his other experimental evidence. We cannot see life, however, we know we are alive. Life is, and we are here to express it in all its beauty and glory.
So, firstly, when we talk about evidence of survival, there is enough evidence the soul is again and again taking another form, another life, and coming back to us. We ourselves have witnessed in the past past and regression classes. So we know that our soul is eternal. We know that our soul is full of wisdom, intelligence, and that's why we have to intertune and understand that all the answers are lying in me. I don't need to go outside. Now, when we come to life, is there is electricity. We are made of energy, whether we realize or not. The energy inside and the energy outside is common, it's equating. So, I don't know how many of you have realized when you walk in a room with somebody full of negativity, all of a sudden you just feel uncomfortable, just something's not right and you just want to kind of move away. Or some people are so magnetic that you're drawn towards them. You're like, oh my God, I want to speak to him. He's magical. Or, he's so amazing. Why does this happen? Because they have either negative energy or they have positive energy. This is how fact is. You can't measure it, but your human body, your mind, your brain, your heart can sense it. If you're a smiling persona, if you're there who's just nice to talk to, it's going to be, you just want to be with people. You're like, no, I'd rather have dinner with him because he's so amazing. I don't want to meet her because she's so negative. She'll all the time be bitching about her family or about people or about life. So people who complain, they're negative. They're suckers of energy. Your own energy will get sucked away. People who are positive, they will give the energy to you. That's how wonderful it is. So please become that energetic person. Please become that person who's always energized, because if you are energized, your life will definitely go lifeward upward. It'll never go down. So stop complaining, stop cribbing. You have issues, everyone has issues, but don't talk about them. Why expand them? My husband is like this, my wife is like this, my children are like that. I can't do this, I have this shortcoming, or I can't ever do it. I always fall, I always collapse. Don't say such stuff. If you're saying such stuff, they're becoming your affirmations. Please stay away from negativity. You have a shortcoming, you're not able to manage something. Okay, say the affirmation, what you want yourself to be. For example, what do I say about myself? Okay, I can't pick up my own example. So, say if I have a person in front of me and he says, I can never sleep on time. There's some problem with me. I can never sleep on time. I try, but this happens, that happens. That person is saying this again and again and again, and that is becoming his affirmation. So if you want to sleep on time, start saying, I sleep so beautifully like a baby. Sleep comes to me in seconds. You say such affirmations, and your life will immediately shift. That's how beautiful life is. Now let's understand this story about mind and spirit, which do not grow old ever.
The Bible says, and this is life eternal, that they might know the only true God. John 17 is to 3. The man who thinks or believes that the earthly cycle of birth, adolescence, youth, maturity, and old age is there to life is indeed to be pitied. Such a man has no anchor, no hope, no vision, and to him life has no meaning. This type of belief brings frustration, stagnation, cynicism, and a sense of hopelessness, resulting in neurosis and mental aberrations of all kinds. If you cannot play a fast game of tennis or swim as fast as your son, or if your body has slowed down, or you walk with a slow step, remember life is always clothing itself anew. What men call death is but a journey to a new city in another dimension of life.
So that's what
I
death
say
is
to men
only.
and women in my lecture,
Please complete.
yeah, I say to men and women in my lectures that they should accept what we call age has its own glory, wisdom, and beauty, which belong to it. Peace, love, joy, beauty, happiness, wisdom, goodwill, and understanding are qualities which will never grow old or die. Ralph Waldo Emerson, poet and philosopher, said, we do not count a man's years until he has nothing else to count. Your character, the quality of your mind, your faith, and your convictions are not subject to decay.
So one more quick feeling, which I think I should share. Please play a fast game of life. Why? Because you don't want to get sitting in your house or your workplace and saying, I'm getting bored, I have nothing to do. Don't come to that. Always keep yourself busy creatively. However, you're free, read a book. You're free, listen to some nice podcast. Be busy in constructive fashion. I'm not saying be busy like 24/7 and you're physically fatigued. No. Enjoy life for sure. But sitting free and doing nothing is boreal. Even what you're picking up on Netflix, pick up or whichever, don't pick up something which is not life world. Picking up a series where the murders and murders and murders happening, or there are lots of, just see what's playing in your mind, because these emotions will keep replaying in your mind somewhat, somewhere or the other. So if you're looking at something which is negative, that will somehow play in your mind, in your subconscious mind, especially if you are doing a meditation and sleeping. So please be careful on what you're choosing in life. But the busier your life is, the younger your life is. Because if you find your ikigai and if you're enjoying your life the way you are, it's going to be amazing. And you may say that, death, the person has died. But let me tell you, the person has just gone to the other realm. You're not able to see that realm right now. There will be a time of people who, there are people who can see the other person, right? You've heard of them say, no, he's right here. I can feel his energy. Why? Because souls never die, spirit never dies. They are always young, they're always there. So if you see that the person is dead, it's only in your thing. You just have to say that the person is always there with me, or the person has gone to a better place. So remember, if you really wish to have a progressive purposeful life, peace, love, joy, happiness, wisdom, goodwill, and beauty are the qualities that you are going to grow old with gracefully. Whereas if you look at the other side, if you talk about anything negative, anything like, I'm frustrated, I can't do this, such people will stagnate. They'll not be able to progress. Even if they may be in this journey of book reading, they'll not be able to go further because they've stagnated themselves by saying again and again and again. They're so cynical about their lives. They're just full of negativity, and it's so tough to say change such people. I'm not saying we'll all become Mahatmas and Buddhas and start saying only positive, but at least make an effort. At least make an effort to, if you have to say something negative, stop yourself. Why am I saying this? Is this making a difference to me, the person there? So if not, why do you have to say it? Don't expand the negative ever. Negative stuff happens. You may have a dis-ease, you may have something within your body which is not so great, but don't talk about it. Don't expand on it. And if you want to talk about it, talk to the person in the mirror. That's how wonderful life is. You are as young as you think you are. Let's read about this.
I give public lectures in Caxton Hall, London, England, every few years. And following one of these lectures, a surgeon said to me, I am 84 years of age. I operate every morning, visit patients in the afternoons, and I write for medical and other scientific journals in the evening. His attitude was that he was as useful as he believed himself to be, and that he was as young as his thoughts. He said to me, it's true what you said. Man is as strong as he thinks he is, and as valuable as he thinks he is. This surgeon has not surrendered to advancing years. He knows that he is immortal. His final comment to me was, if I should pass on tomorrow, I would be operating on people in the next dimension, not with a surgeon's scalpel, but with mental and spiritual surgery.
And this is something we have already read about. Remember, his doctor in India, they talked about it, how he was healing people by merely talking to them. His ratio of surgeries was so minimalism because he was healing with the spiritual surgery. So if we can do that to ourselves. We don't need doctors. If we have some disease, we have this beautiful book, Heal Your Body. Go through it. Go through the problem that you have. See the reason why you have it. 99.99% it's true. Read the affirmations and heal yourself. That is how wonderful it is. And you are as old or as young as you think you are. If you really want your life to be valuable, if you really want your life to be amazing, soak in love, soak in gratitude, soak in joy and happiness. And your life will become so much better. Now, let's read further. They're telling you to embrace everything. So even if you have gray hair coming up, accept them because they mean that you're wise. They're an asset. So your gray hairs are an asset. It's gray hair.
Yeah. Don't ever quit a job and say, I am retired, I am old, I am finished. That would be stagnation, death, and you would be finished. Some men are old at 30, while others are young at 80. The mind is the master weaver, the architect, the designer and the sculptor. George Bernard Shaw was active at 90, and the artistic quality of his mind had not relaxed from active duty. I meet men and women who tell me that some employers are almost slam the door in their faces when they say they are over 40. This attitude on the part of employers is to be considered cold, callous, evil, and completely void of compassion and understanding. The total emphasis seems to be on youth. That is, you must be under 35 years of age to receive consideration. The reasoning behind this is certainly very shallow. If the employer would stop and think, he would realize that the man or woman was not selling his age or gray hair. Rather, he was willing to give off his talents, his experience, and his wisdom gathered through years of experience in the marketplace of life.
So isn't this lovely that when you're living beautifully, when you live a life of purpose, life is wonderful. So please meet people in the right feeling zone, and you will really find that life is progressive. Age is an asset. Let's read about this.
Your age should be a distinct asset to any organization. because of your practice and application through the years of principle of the golden rule and the law of love and goodwill. Your gray hair, if you have any, should stand for greater wisdom, skill, and understanding. Your emotional and spiritual maturity should be tremendous blessing to any organization. A man should not be asked to resign when he is 65 years of age. That is the time of life when he could be most useful in handling personal problems, making plans for the future, making decisions, and guiding others in the realm of creative ideas based on his experience and insight into the nature of the business.
These entire two sections were all about age. How people don't hire older people, how people ask people to retire at a particular age. But you know how? It's not about age, it's all about your experience. A 30-year-old person could be more spiritual, more emotional, more mature than an 80-year-old. An 80-year-old will say, I command respect because I'm 80 years old. My age, my tajurba. But a 30-year-old may be more intelligent. So it's not about age. All you have to do is follow the golden rules, the golden principles, the law of love. And once you do that, everything good will happen. And that's how life is going to be. Even the retirement age will probably finish in a couple of years. If you're able to give to the organization, go for it. That's how it is. It will change. Be your age.
A motion picture writer in Hollywood told me that he had to write scripts which would cater to the 12-year-old mind. This is a tragic state of affairs if the great masses of people are expected to become emotionally and spiritually mature. It means that the emphasis is placed on youth in spite of the fact that youth stands for inexperience, lack of discernment, and hasty judgment.
Yeah, let's see the other story.
I can keep up with the best of them. I am now thinking of a man 65 years of age who is trying frantically to keep young. He swims with young men every Sunday, goes on long hikes, plays tennis, and boasts of his prowess and physical powers, saying, "Look, I can keep up with the best of them." He should remember the great truth: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Prov 23:7. Diets, exercises, and games of all kinds will not keep this man young. It is necessary for him to observe that he grows old or remains young in accordance with his processes of thinking. Your subconscious mind is conditioned by your thoughts. If your thoughts are constantly on the beautiful, the noble, and the good, you will remain young regardless of the chronological age years.
I'm sure all of us have met people who are very old but who are very young and updated because they just believe in a good life. They believe in being active, young in mind and in heart. Such people are the people who are keeping the best versions of themselves. They're updated, they're exercising, they're playing games, they're keeping their mind very energized, and they're always going to be young. Versus somebody who's just now, not interested in life and just whiling away time and not going for something. I'll give you a story. Prashant and I've gone to New Zealand with a roundtable friends. So we stayed at a couple's house. They were really old. They were in their late 80s. But the man and the woman, the couple, every single day they cycled 16 kilometers every single day. They had an absolutely magical house on the beach. It was like the most amazing house we've ever seen. So when they came to India, we reciprocated. We hosted them at home. And this time when they came over, at my house was their 50th anniversary. They were in the 80s, 50th anniversary, and they were celebrating, dancing. It was amazing. Even when we went to the house, we were two couples staying. We got tired at about 12 o'clock. We said, okay, now we are done. And there was another couple. These two couples were dancing, they were playing, they were having cheese, and such young they lived, yeah. They're exercising, they're feeling young, they're loving it, just because that's how they are mentally. So please be young. Fear of old age. Let's read about this.
Job said, "The thing which I greatly feared is come upon me.
Your voice is again
There are
gone,
many
Sudha.
people who fear old age and are certain and are uncertain. Can you hear me better?
No, voice is again
There's some
gone.
problem in my connection, maybe. Let me just
I think
try
no,
the
we can't hear. We can't
Wi-Fi.
hear.
Okay,
Can we have someone
sorry.
else volunteer? No, that's fine. Rupal has
So
raised her
sorry.
hand.
Yeah.
No, no problem, Sudha. Thank you for trying. Yes, Rupal. So let's read from Fear of Old Age. Thank you.
Job said, "The thing which I greatly feared is come upon me." There are many people who fear old age and are uncertain about the future because they anticipate mental and physical they anticipate mental and physical deterioration as the years advance. What they think and feel comes to pass. You grow old when you lose interest in life, when you cease to dream, to hunger after new truths, and to search for new worlds to conquer. When your mind is open to new ideas, new interests, and when you raise the curtain and let in the sunshine and inspiration of new truths of life and the universe, you will be young and vital.
Isn't it beautiful? When you're open to new ideas, you're receptive, when you have new interests coming up, okay, now I'm interested in this, I'm going to try this, okay, maybe I'm going to try golf or whatever. This lady circle first president, she's again in her late 80s. In this age, she's acting theaters. And every time she's talking about a new passion, I'm like, wow, aren't you inspirational? So if you let in the sunshine and if you're inspired with life and the new things are developing for you, you will always be young and vital. That's how beautiful life is. So you have much to give. Come on, let's read this.
If you're 65 or 95 years of age, realize you have much to give. You can, you can help stabilize, advise, and direct the younger generation. You can, you can give the benefit of your knowledge, your experience, and your wisdom. You can always look ahead for at all times you're gazing into infinite life. You will find that you can never cease to unveil the glories and wonders of life. Try to learn something new every moment of the day, and you will find your mind will always be young.
Isn't it wonderful? The author says that we can try and find something to learn every moment. Now, that may be too much, but imagine that's the potential we have. We can really keep learning, keep enhancing our knowledge, keep enhancing our experiences, keep enhancing our wisdom, keep learning, keep reading, keep sharing, because life is infinite and life is beautiful. And you have to remember that the glories and the wonders of life are dependable only you and you alone. Now let's read about a man who's 110 years old. Many of us will be. So, yeah, let's get inspired and read it.
Some years ago, while lecturing in Bombay, India, I was introduced to a man who said he was 110 years old. He had the most beautiful face I have ever seen. He seemed transfigured by the radiance of an inner light. There was a rare beauty in his eyes, indicating he had grown old in years with gladness and with no indication that his mind had dimmed its lights.
So, this is how beautiful life is. If you really want to grow old, make it a pleasure. Make life wonderful and talk about only the wonderful stuff. And that's when life will become amazing. Let's talk about retirement, a new venture. I don't believe in retirement, okay? People who say, now I'm going to retire, I don't understand the language of retirement. Anyways, please read it.
Be sure that your mind never retires. It must be like a parachute, which is no good unless it opens up. Be open and receptive to new ideas. I have seen men of 65 and 70 retire. They seemed to rot away and in a few months passed on. They obviously felt that life was at an end. Retirement can be a new venture, a new challenge, a new path, the beginning of the fulfillment of a long dream. It is inexpressibly depressing to hear a man say, "What shall I do now that I'm retired?" He is saying, in effect, "I'm mentally and physically dead." My mind is bankrupt of ideas. All this is a false picture. The real truth is that you can accomplish more at 90 than you did at 60 because each day you're growing in wisdom and understanding of life and the universe through your new studies and interest.
I love the last paragraph. The real truth is that each one of us, can learn much more, get more wiser, understand life better because there are new stuff coming to us every other day. Why stop your journey? On this note, we'll stop the journey for how to stay forever in spirit and move on to Ikigai. Today, we will read about a new science that Rupal will make us go through. So we've been going through exercises, forms of exercises, and I've been trying to send you some videos to understand how we are. So Rupal, please take it forward and let's understand.
Qigong, also known as Qigong, its name combines Qi, life force or energy, and Gong, work, indicating that the form works with the individual's life force. Though relatively modern, especially under its current name, the art of Qigong is based on the Tao Yin, an ancient art meant to foster mental and physical well being. The practice began to appear in reports on training and martial arts at the beginning of the 20th century, and by the 1930s was being used in hospitals. The Chinese government later popularized it as it had done with Tai Chi. Qigong involves static and dynamic physical exercises that stimulate respiration in a standing, seated, or reclined position. There are many different styles of Qigong, but all of them seek to strengthen and regenerate Qi. Though its movements are typically gentle, the practice is intense. Benefits of Qigong. According to numerous international scientific studies, Qigong, like Tai Chi and yoga, offer significant health benefits. The following stand out among those proven through scientific research as observed by Dr. Kenneth M. Sancier of San Francisco's Qigong Institute in his article, Medical Applications of Qigong. Modification of brain waves, improved balance of sex hormones, lower mortality rate from heart attacks, lower blood pressure in patients with hypertension, great bone density, better circulation, deceleration of symptoms associated with senility, greater balance and efficiency of bodily functions, increased blood flow to the brain and greater mind-body connection, improved cardiac function, reduction in the secondary effects of cancer treatments. Practicing these arts not only keeps us in shape, it also helps us extend our lives.
So we are exposing you to many, many forms of exercises. Please go through the videos which we send with send. So in case you like the form of exercise, you can take it up. Whether it's yoga or it's Tai Chi or it's Qigong. If you like something, you can always adapt it. You don't have to learn it. YouTube is a big teacher. You'll have all the videos from beginner's guide. Qigong is really, really beautiful. It's a holistic, healing pattern for exercises. You'll realize more of it. Let's understand the methods.
Methods for practicing Qigong. In order to practice Qigong correctly, we should remember that our life energy flows through our whole body. We should know how to regulate its many parts. Teo Shen, regulating the body by adopting the correct posture. It is important to be firmly rooted to the ground. Teo Shi, regulating the breath until it's calm, steady, and peaceful. Teo Zin, regulating the mind the most complicated part, as it implies emptying the mind of thoughts.
It's really not easy because our mind has one thought per second. It's really, really powerful. It moves like a crazy amount. So then this is not as easy, but very interesting.
Is it Tao or Tio?
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tio Chi, regulating the life force through the regulation of the three prior elements so that it flows naturally. Tio Shen, regulating the spirit. The spirit is both strength and root in battle, as Yang Wing Ming explains in the essence of Taji Qigong. In this way, the whole organism will be prepared to work together towards a single goal.
Just the way we have five elements of Mother Nature, right? That's what are the five elements that Qigong depends upon. It's an absolutely wonderful form of meditation, exercises, whatever. Please read Rupal for us.
The five elements of Qigong. One of Qigong's best known exercises is a series representing the five elements: earth, water, wood, metal, and fire. This series of movement seeks to balance the five currents of energy in order to improve brain and organ function. There are several ways to do these movements. In this case, we're following the model of Professor Maria Isabel Garcia Montreal from the Qigong Institute in Barcelona.
Can anyone hear the peacocks on Rupal's background? Isn't it beautiful? The pihu pihu is going on. So thank you, Rupal. Amazing. Fantastic. Let's turn the page. No. Yeah. So Earth it is.
Earth. Stand with your legs apart and your feet directly below your shoulders. Turn your feet outwards slightly to strengthen your posture. Keep your shoulders relaxed and down and your arms loose at your sides, slightly away from your body. This is the Wuki or rooted posture. As you inhale, raise your arms in front of you until your hands are level with your shoulders, your palms facing down. Exhale as you bend your knees and bring your arms down until your hands are at level with your stomach, your palms facing in. Hold this position for a few seconds, focusing on your breath. Water. Starting from earth posture, bend your knees into a squat, keeping your chest upright and exhaling throughout. Press your coccyx downward to stretch your lumbar spine. As you inhale, stand to return to the earth posture. Repeat twice for a total of 3.
So while the page is being turned, let me tell you, this entire exercise is grounding you, making you connected with the elements again and again and again. And it's really, really important. And please follow.
Wood. Starting from the earth posture, turn your palms upwards and open your arms to the side, forming a circle as you inhale until your hands are level with your clavicle. Turn your hands so that your palms and elbows point downwards while keeping your shoulders relaxed. Reverse the movement as you exhale, making a downward circle with your arms until you reach your initial position. Repeat twice for a total of 3. Metal. Starting from earth posture, raise your arms until your hands are level with your sternum. Turn your palms towards each other about 4 inches apart with your fingers relaxed and slightly separated, pointing upward. As you inhale, move your hands away from each other until they are shoulder width apart. As you exhale, bring your hands toward each other until they are back in position too. Repeat twice for a total of 3, observing the concentration of energy as you bring your hands together in front of your lungs.
A lot of these are being guided to us when we are doing yoga or exercises. Even in school, when we had the PT, so-called the PT physical training, these things were taught to us. But these are adapted from Qigong, which is Chinese form of exercising. Let's turn the page.
Fire. Starting from earth posture, bring your hands level with your heart as you inhale, with one hand slightly above the other and your palms facing each other. Rotate your hands to feel the energy of the heart. Turn from your waist gently to the left, keeping your torso relaxed and your forearms parallel to the ground. With your palms still facing each other, separate your hands, bringing one up until it is level with your shoulder and other down in front of your abdomen. Turn from your waist gently to the right, keeping your torso relaxed and your forearms parallel to the ground. As you exhale, let your hands come back together in front of your heart. With your palms still facing each other, separate your hands, bringing one up until it is level with your shoulder and the other down in front of your abdomen. Completing the series. Starting from the earth posture, inhale as you bring your hands level with your shoulders, palms facing down. As you exhale, lower your arms to rest at your sides, returning to the Uki posture.
So that's it. Shiatsu is tomorrow, ma'am. So don't worry. We don't have to turn the page. So we doing every single day something new is coming our way. I will share the videos. Please try and do it. Yesterday, Preeti tried Tai Chi. She had a good experience. Similarly, try because it's very important for you to do it. All right. And let's go on to the heart thought and see what's the blessing for the day. Thank you, Rupal. Thank you so much, Sudha. You were fantastic readers. Brilliant
you.
pronunciation. Thank you so much. Can I have somebody who's never read for us ever before? Because the blessing is really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful, and I want someone to read it. Sneha Povar, you want to read for me? Perfect. So I'm unmuting you. So let me introduce this beautiful chapter. Now, when we are in this fact, when life is growing, we are realizing that we are opening ourselves to something new every single day. Even Ikigai, or even Power of Subconscious Mind was telling us to open up. Power of Subconscious Mind said every day is creativity, every moment is creative. We can actually open new doors. So this is how life is, opening to the new. Our spiritual growth often comes to us in ways that we don't quite expect. So yeah, there are knocks and shocks in life which make your spiritual awakening come higher. Sometimes you're lucky. Without these knocks and shocks, spirituality comes in your life. For example, now, I don't think many of us have knocks and shocks, but it just came to us. We're ready to conceive, perceive, and move on. Remember, there's 70 plus people who joined, 65 plus people. But he got trickled down to 60, 46, 50 people. Why? Because those people, time nahi aaya hai. The time hasn't come to read, learn, grow. That's why it is. So I open new doors to life is today's heart thought, as Neha will read for us. Yes,
Okay.
Neha, please go.
Yeah. I open new doors to life. You are standing in the corridor of life, and behind you, so many doors have closed. Things you no longer do, or say, or think. Experiences you no longer have. Ahead of you is a continuous corridor of doors, each one opening to a new experience. So you move away from the past. As you move forward, see yourself opening various doors on wonderful experiences which you would like to have. Trust that your inner guide is leading you and guiding you in ways that are best for you, and that your spiritual growth is continuously expanding. No matter which door opens or which door closes, you are always safe. You are eternal. You will go on forever from experience to experience. See yourself opening doors to joy, peace, healing, prosperity, and love. Doors to understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Doors to freedom. Doors to self worth and self esteem. Doors to self love. It is all here before you. Which door will you open first? Remember, you are safe. It is only change.
Thank you, Sneha, for reading so beautifully. So, when our life is so promising, when we have every single door opening its ways for so much of more magic, how can we not be grateful? How can we not open the doors to joy, to peace, to healing, to prosperity, to love? How can we not open the doors to understanding, life, each other, and a lot more? How can you not open the door to compassion, to kindness, to forgiveness? Doors are based on freedom. Whatever door we knock and it opens, it's really releasing you in a world of knowledge. So please have self worth, have self esteem, have self love. These are going to come your way through Mira work. So please read them again and remember, keep opening doors because life is beautiful and you are meant to live it to the grandest. With this, we conclude today's reading and we go on to our meditation. Any questions we can have post meditation? Today I'm again at home. We go to the factory day after. And yay, 3 kilos lost in 1 week. So I put on 10 kilos, but I've lost 3 kilos already. So yeah, gaining weight and losing weight is also so easy. It's all in the mind, right? You want to gain, there you gain. You want to lose, there you lose. And people struggle. Weight is the easiest. All right then. Straighten your backs. Eyes closed. Feet firmly placed on the ground. And arms comfortably placed next to you. With your hands in the Gyan Yoga, facing the heavens above. Your first finger and your thumb touch each other because you are open and receptive. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Hold them and release them. Once more, inhale deep. Hold. And release. Last time for this morning, inhale. Hold. And exhale. Life is a celebration. Life is joyful. Life is full of creativity. And life is about learning. Let's learn. Let's grow. Let's find our purpose. Let's move a bit more, deep, breathe a bit better, and learn a bit more. After all, we're here to live a life of absolute wonder. So, what's stopping us? Let's reach out within us, find us, and let's go on, discover the magic of love, life, warmth, joy, happiness, and existence. Let's not merely exist, let's joyfully grow because each one of us is here to grow, is here to transform our lives. Let's understand that we are the blessed Sangha. Every day, some beautiful knowledge comes our way. Let's not waste the day. Let's seize the day and get the maximum out of it. Let's become more disciplined, more committed, more focused, and always be ready on the go. Such is life and life's magic. The more we learn, the more we grow. Let's start exercising a bit more if we haven't begun. Let's start chewing our food more, a bit more if we haven't begun. Let's start sleeping a more in order. Let's start detoxing from our social media, from our gadgets, 2 hours prior and 2 hours after. At least let's try. To come back to old routine of bad habit is very easy. To fall into a new one takes some time. Let's condition ourselves and tell us that the day we schedule it, the day we plan it, the day we decide, it will be done. And so it is. Let's turn our heads towards Mother Earth, planet Earth, Ajanani Janma Bhumi. Dear Mother Earth, thank you for your gift of wealth. We are rich in learning, knowledge, finances, emotions, and we are ever so grateful because you are nourishing our roots, and each root is watering our plant. The plant grows inside us. We are learning to be more humble, more kind, more compassionate, more passionate, more loving, more joyful. And so it is. And thank you, Mother Earth, for taking all my negatives away. All that I procrastinated, all that I doubted, all that I feared, all that I worried about is all a history because you have soaked that negativity in you. And negativity has gone so deep down in your realms that it's never to be found again by me. And I'm so, so, so grateful to you. May you keep growing abundantly. May you always be environmentally friendly. May we love you. May we pamper you. And may we respect you for who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's look up at eye level. Thank you, dear life. You have been a blessing. Whatever I have gone through has been nothing short of magic. Because now I know it is very important to face those feelings, to come here where I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly grateful. And I can't wait to walk the golden path, the law of love, with law of happiness, and law of choice. I rejoice in my being. I celebrate life each day because life is magical. And I know my future is even more magical. Let's open our heads in gratitude and hug our universe. Thank you, universe, for having our backs. Thank you, cosmos, divinity, angels, and guardians, for guiding us, being there for us, showing us that we're on the right path. We are traversing a journey of life, and it's absolutely magical. Thank you for your divine blessings. Now, expand the hands next to your heart level on both the sides. Let them reach out as much as possible. I am open and receptive to all the goodness and abundance in the universe. My heart is growing greener, fonder. It's becoming a heart of gold every moment because I am open and receptive. Let's close our hands in gratitude in front of our heart and energize them by rubbing them together. Let's bless our scalp, our hair, our conscious and our subconscious mind, our face, forehead, eyebrows, eyelashes, eyes, jawline, cheekbones, nose, mouth, chin, upper lip, teeth, tongue, saliva, our ears, our neck, our foot bite, our shoulders, massage them, our biceps, upper, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, thumb, fingers, nails. Let's massage our upper back, middle back, lower back, bless it, hips, our spinal cord for giving us a foundation, our chest for breathing so beautifully, our lungs, our heart, feel it beat, our liver, our stomach, our kidneys, gallbladder, intestines, uterus, sexual organs, excretory organs, thighs, upper and lower, knees, calves, front and back, ankles, feet, toe fingers, and nails. Come back up, hand in a namaste pose again. Let's thank the trillions of cells in our body, our blood circulation system, muscles, tissue, fiber, and above all, our skin for protecting us. My body is losing weight every single day. What is not required by my body is not staying in my body, it's just simply flowing out. The same is with all negative emotions. Whatever is not good for my growth is simply flowing out, leaving a positive, healthy, radiant me, glowing with love for life. I'm truly a blessed soul. Thank you, dear life, because each one of us is blessed like how. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, feel the love, feel the blessings, feel the energy between your palms, feel the abundance, and shower these beautiful blessings on your Sangha Mitras, including you. And lastly, before we close, we bless planet Earth. Blessings, Monica, Sangeeta, Payal, Anika, Rupal, Anjuji, Sapna, Poonam, Shalu, Preeti, Minakshi, Sunita, Ankita, Reena, Alithya, Monish, Kavita, Kainat, Archana, Prachi, Lona, Sailesh, Sudha, Radhika, Kuldeep ji, Reema, Sneha, Shelly, Neha, Shilpa, Archana, Kirti, Nisha, Shweta, Nitika, Kiran. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Lots of love, life, and blessings to each one of us. Um, Blessings for you, ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, Puneet, Pramila, Mudita, Ashima, Niyati. Thank you for joining in and making your life magical because life is truly magic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thanks, Shelly. Full on compliments. Have I missed anything? Okay. I think all is well. And Shelly, you know what? You like reminded, thank you for the reminder. But the universe kind of guides us. I mean, it's all planned. I don't even see it, but I know it's just flowing automatically. So from one book to another. And thank you for the reminder. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, with a lot more magic coming our way.